Hey guys, Stitchy Panda here, coming back after several months. My last video was on the 23rd of January, so it's been about 4 months. A lot of stuff has happened and prevented me from doing videos between illness, my son being ill, general busyness in the house after being ill to get it back in shape, and work and other stuff. Because I've had, since my last video, I have had my birthday. I have been away to see my grandparents. I've had my friend stay over for a week. I've had my other half's family come up and then go away. Then he went away for a few days with them to see his mum. And, you know, just general life has got in the way. I should really make videos more often, but as well as that, after I went to my grandparents in March for their 60th wedding anniversary, I stopped stitching for a while, which was we came back end of March, so didn't really touch it most of the way through April, and halfway through May I haven't stitched in about a month and a half. So this last week and a half as I've started getting back into it. I'm going to be rambling and fidgeting a little bit. My anxiety is playing up quite profusely at the moment, so I'm quite fidgety. That was the other thing. I've been having a lot of anxiety attacks, and that when I had some driving lessons with an instructor local to me, and all he did was not tell me in a kind way and an understanding way that I do have anxiety, that he would tell me loud and shoutingly. So I won't be going back to him because he sets my anxiety off. Thinking about him sets my anxiety off. So even getting back in the car is setting it off. So it's getting there. Right, I'm going to jump right in. This is also the second time I'm trying to record because my first one didn't save, but luckily it was only 5 minutes in before I started having an itch attack. Because me and my neighbour think there's something wrong with the water at the moment. Both of us have broken out in a rash. It's itchy. you get the feeling when you're like, oh, that's not right. In my last video, I said I ordered fabric. Sorry, it's in a bag. I ordered fabric from the Crafty Kitten. That came in all its. Oh, I'm missing one. In all its splendour. I'm not gonna take them out the bags because there's like 10 of these. So I got the December. These are all the limited editions from last year when she did her sale through New Year. December 2016 limited edition, 18 by 27. £32 Belfast right through. It's really nice. And she did a post with this one between two fabrics for Snow Queen. You know, the one with the Mirabilia with the reindeer thing that kind of looks like Frozen. But yeah, so I was like, ooh, because I want to do it, just not yet. But I got the fabric for it. And I got the pattern. So yeah, I got that one. And this is also an 18 by 27, and this, sorry, that's it, is July. It's a nice green, mottled, kind of like, I'd say it'd look really good with like witches on it, because it's that, when you look at it, you think, not like swamp, but you know, mystery woods type feel. There you go. This one is a 13 by 18, and it is November. That's a pinky browny, really earthy brown colour. And well, that one's also November in an 18 by 27 cut. So that one is the same, just bigger. This one's my favourite. This one is May, but I think it's been renamed to Easter eggs. That is stunning. It's a lot nicer out of the packet, but I'm not pulling them all out. This one was May. So that's 18 by 27. This one is October. It's a nice mottled pink, you know, like a rose pink, I suppose, that's what you call it. And I have another small piece of that. Right, and next, this is both of the same. These are both June. Yeah, there we go. You can see a little bit of the mottling there. Sorry, the glare off the bag is ridiculous, but I don't have a huge amount of time because I've still got stuff I got to do today. But those are the fabrics I got from the Crafty Kitten. Next is some fabric I bought for some other projects. I bought some 28 count Jobelin. I've used half on a project already. This half is I'm going to try and get Soda Stitch's Little Mermaid or something like that on it. But if it don't fit, I have a 39 by 55 inch or 100 by 140, so that's a metre by a metre and a half, almost, of 28 count Jobelin. I don't know if it's backwards for you, it's backwards for me, so if anything looks backwards, like, I don't know if it flips it. I don't know. I don't really pay attention. I don't even know if you'd hear me say that, but yeah, that's my bag. Because I'm going to adjust myself. I'm just wearing the same shirt and my hair's the same, but it's been re-dyed. Because I got the Little Mermaid by Soda Stitch along with this pattern, which is Grandparents' House Rules. I'm going to be doing this 3 times. I'm insane. I am not even halfway through the first time yet, but I'll be doing it 3 times. The first, this one, I'm changing Grandpa to Granddad. The second one is going to be for my dad and his wife, my stepmom. And it's going to say, instead of Grandma, it's going to say Nanny. And instead of Grandpa, it's going to say Ampy. But instead of it being like 1/2, like the half, it's going to say the word half. So it's half of what Ampy says, because it fills the space better. And then on the third one, it's going to be Granddad again, because that'll be for my mum and her partner. The first one is for my grandparents, my mum's parents, who I went up to see for their wedding anniversary, and this is how far I've got. Because the back stitch I've stitched and frogged and stitched and frogged and stitched and frogged. The reason why the green here is not together is the fact that I miscounted and it was half a stitch too high. So all of this, right, hang on, I did this part first. I started with the Akfast, and then I went over, but I missed on the R. The R was wrong, so I took from the R out, because all of this was 1 stitch too high. So I was thinking, well, instead of taking all this out, just to have like this tiny little bit here, I took that bit out and repositioned the rest of it in comparison. But I am almost done with the roof. I will get back to that when the mood for backstitch, a crap ton of backstitch, strikes my fancy. There. With my order from the Crafty Kitten, I also got the embellishment pack for Red Sugar, and I think these ones are also used in the Halloween fairy. Not the one I've been working on, the other one with the cobwebs and trick or treat, you know, as a banner through it. I think those ones are called Fiesta, I think, something like that. But yeah, I got that, and I also got the bead pack for Gypsy Queen, which I've opened. I've still got 2 packs of unopened beads and both the treasures in there. The other ones are in my bead box that I got for Christmas from Ben. Right, that's that part done. Speaking of Halloween fairy, I took this with me when I went on holiday, and I almost finished all the bottom of the dress. I did all of that. I finished that out when Alice was away. There's a little bit of whatever that colour is, the dark one, there to do, and I've got to bring it up here, and then the bottom of the dress is actually done apart from the beads. So what I'll be doing next will be the legs and the boots and thingies. I'm not flipping you guys off. The leaves, and then I will fill that bit in, bring it up, and do it that way. Yes, there is hoop marks. I left the hoop on the entire time I was away. So but it's fine. And also I think there's actually some curry on this somewhere. I'm sure there's a drop of curry on here somewhere. Right there. Probably can't see it, but there's curry on this. My other half said, hey look, we're going to have a curry. I was like, yeah, great. Put it down, drip. There's a drip on the side of the plate, and I was like, I wanted to cry, but I didn't. But that's in that one. I still haven't taken that off because it just makes me laugh. No reason whatsoever, just makes me laugh. Pokemon I haven't worked on. Let's see now. What have we got in my box of wonders? I'll take the pattern off. I worked the last few days on my Alice in Wonderland by Brooks books, and I finished the Bunny Rabbit. The bunny's finished. I'll be doing the Queen of Hearts for there. So I said, Jaden, which one should Mammy do? The Mad Hatter or the Queen? Then I showed him the pictures, and he's like, the Queen, Mammy, you've got to do the Queen. So I'll be doing the Queen here. It's going to be in the order Brooke released them, but I'll be doing the Queen first. I've been told by my 3-year-old I have to do the Queen. That's almost as charted. The DMC I replaced with Krennic because I hate DMC metallic threads. I hate them. I want to burn them. I gave them to my friend because I hated them that much. I said, here, you suffer. But yeah, no, that's done. I'm just gonna... I did that just so I can get the width right. But I could have brought this up another inch or two, to be honest, because I've got... It's just, you know, it's just under here. I've got all this space. But I think the Mad Hat is fairly tall, so he might be up to about, you know, this way. But he might be sort of somewhere up here. So it gives me a good 3 to 4 inch border both ends, because I've still got all that at the bottom doubled over. So I'm going to give a 10 stitch gap before the tallest part of the bottom character. So I'm going to do the entire top row, and then the tallest part of the tallest character will go wherever it is on the bottom row, 10 stitches below. So that should give me a nice margin there. And this is on 32 count Belfast in Aurora by the Crafty Kitten. It is the biggest piece of fabric they do without it being a custom cut. It's like 27 by 30 something. It's big. It's everywhere. Well, it needs to go somewhere here. Let's see what we got now. Oh, hello. Sorry, baggy went flying. I also bought a folder to keep patterns in. So I have got my Big Bang Theory in here, things I've been gifted, things I just want to keep safe, things I've done. Me and my friend Jenny, we are going to be doing a Clouds Factory stitch along together. And the idea is we went through their entire listing. The patterns we both liked went in one list, and then we each had a list of ones we like, for example, I just like the American Horror Story ones. Apart from Hotel, I don't like Hotel. That was crap. But yeah, so for example, of them, and she liked like the Smurfs and Flintstones. So the idea was I picked something out of the both list and Jenny's list. She won't know about it until we both do the exchange. We've been given the dimensions and the stitch count, so if we want to figure out what sort of size fabric or an idea for a colour, we can do that in the meantime whilst we wait, because it won't be until next month we do it. But I've picked one for her. I'm not going to tell you what it is in case she actually watches my videos, because I know her daughter watches my videos every now and then, and she might tell her mum what I'm going to do. So Jess, if you're watching this, I'm not going to tell you what pattern I'm doing for your mum, so shh. It's fine. I'm still not going to tell you this. I have been working on the border of the Ingleside Imaginarium's Dragon Sal. I am behind. Let's just say that I am behind on this one. I am. The needle stuck it. The needle has stuck in it. There we go. That's how far I am. I haven't done March yet. It's May and I haven't done March. No, I went into a shop in Hull and I was like, right, I need these 3 colours. They only had 2, so I was like, right, I can't start it because I like having all the colours, because the colour I need is like 597 or something like that, and that's not the starting colour, but I'd still need it to finish it. Because I could have done this whilst I was at my grandma's, and I was like, I'm not happy. So I just carried on with the border, brought it over, brought it down. So it's down there. So that's how far I got with that. I will go back to it eventually, but I'm doing the border in Petite Treasure by 0 PB26, not 026, PB26, and it's lovely. I think Aztec Gold, I think that's the name of it. I think it's the same one I think Jessie Marie's doing hers in, because she put her video up after, I watched her video after I'd ordered the thread, and I was like, great minds think alike. Great minds think alike. I did start my Twin Mermaids, but I'm ripping it out because it doesn't look right. Since I last spoke to you as well, I have worked a little bit on my women. I am still on January. This is going to be a project that I do in extremely small stages. I don't like changing my colour this often, but that is how far I've got. I'm leaving her face to do at the same time as Coco's. That's why I've left all the skin out on her face. I started on the chandelier, it went wrong. I was like, no, it's going away. But I did do a little dent in it. Oh, that's come loose. The back stitch came loose. But you know, this is 32 count Belfast. It's probably half my problem. I do Clouds Factory on 32 count and it looks like crap, but I couldn't get a piece of 28 count in time big enough that was purple. Well, this wasn't actually. Well, it was the vintage lilac that whatever company does, and it's a stamped or a printed fabric, whatever you want to call it. And I started doing the white on it, and you couldn't see it. You couldn't see it. It was invisible. I knew it was there, but it was invisible. So I was like, right, I got purple dye here. In my bath, tub of water, a bit of dye. In it went, sloshed it about. Problem solved. I gave it a bit of a swirl. It has come out a little bit mottly because the fabric had a mottling printed on it, so it's kind of, I don't know if you can actually see that bit. Can you see it? Yeah, you can just about see like a little bit of the mottling. It's very, very faint. But I'm slowly going through it. I'm not in a rush. I'm not a fast stitcher. I can get enough done that it looks like I've done something, but that's about it. What else did I get to? I know it's here somewhere. I want this one. I don't want. I have worked a little bit on my fairy godmother, not a huge amount. Like I said last time, fairy godmother, 100 stitches ish. I did a bit of the blue. I think. Oh wait, I'm showing you the back. I did. I dropped it. I'm sorry. Oh Jesus. There we go. I did some of the blue at the top of the dress. Well, the waistish part of the dress anyway. So I done that bit. I done it and it was wrong. I had to unpick it. I redone it. It was wrong again. I was like, was not a happy bunny. Not a happy camper at all. But that is on 28 count Jaslyn in white, because there's no point me doing a coloured fabric, because it looked really nice on the white anyway. And that is a 10 to 15-year-old pattern that I got out of the World of Cross Stitching. I think it was like 133 or something like that. I can't remember. It was like the January, December 2003, 2004 time, somewhere there. Somewhere along those lines it was. I think it was before the rayon got turned into satin. The satin threads. It was rayon thread, like 30738 tan was a DMC rayon when this pattern came out. Yeah, don't think I've worked on anything else apart from this now. You start seeing my face grimace, I'm starting to get some stomach discomfort. And I've worked on my Gypsy Queen, and I started beading it a little bit. I don't know just the easiest way to do it. The pink beads in the middle I'm going to rip out and do them full cross underneath because they just look terrible. But I started beading. I've bought the hand, which I need to put a couple of stitches in there because I fudged it, and I fudged it wrong. But I've done a bit more. If it takes me 2 years, it takes me 2 years. I'm a process stitcher, not a product stitcher, but I do like seeing finishes every now and then. And that's in this one. I've also managed to get the whisper threads I needed. I got 2 because I know another project somewhere along the lines needed it, so I got 2 to be on the safe side. I don't know how much I need, and I want one in my stash anyway. But I think that's all for my whips. I don't think I've actually worked on anything else that I can think of. But yeah, no, I've been good. I didn't spend anything on my Stitch from Stash last month, which will be April. This month I have bought 2 patterns. I haven't printed them off yet, so I can't show you them, but I'm sure you've all seen them. It's the Cinderella and Belle by Brooks Books. Me and my friend Bethan are going to be doing Belle at the same time. I bought them during the Mother's Day sale, so they're same as buying just 1 pattern, so I bought 2, so it worked out. But we're both going to do Belle. We're just going to see if we can try and get a hold of the ribbon. Going to see if we can try and get a hold. Well, I'll buy double, so you know, enough for me and for her. Because she comes over, so we're going to stitch it at the same time so that we're together using it. Which is fine by me. Because it's easier for us to just stitch together than it is for us to stitch over the computer. Holly, that's my foot. Oh, I'm an itch. Look, even Holly got bigger. Look. Did you really have to let it win just then, Holly? You smell. At least it's not as bad. Like, she is lovely, and she follows me around like a lost puppy. I'll go out and do the laundry. Like, you know, I go outside round to the side of my house, which is my line's the other side of that wall. And she'll sit there, watch me, and when I'm putting the last one up, she'll meow at me. So I turn around and I say, "Come on, Holly," and she'll follow me back in the house, like a dog. This morning, she was playing with a creeper, you know, like the Minecraft creature, the creeper. I've got the plush teddy things of them, and I watched her walk in my living room with it in her mouth, like a dog. She will also growl at the postman, and at anyone who knocks the door loudly. I have a dog for a cat. She's definitely a dog. I think. There is something going on with her, but I'm not worried. I do plan on doing, like I said, I'm going to be doing the Queen of... Oh, I forgot something. I just looked at my frame and I was like, oh, yes, I didn't do that. With my Raven, I'm doing it twice now. I have had to frog and stitch and frog and stitch and frog and stitch, so I'm putting it aside for a little while. Not looking at it. But then my friend in work said, "Would you stitch me a fairy like you did your leaf collector?" Well, she didn't say leaf collector, like you did your fairy. And I was like, okay, what would you like? He said, "Oh, I'd like you to do me one for a birth sampler." I was like, okay. She said, well, she then told me that her daughter is going to be called Raven. And I was like, "I've got a pattern called Raven." She's like, "Oh, really?" She said, "Yeah, it's a witch with bats and a moon." And she said, "That sounds like," because she loves all the creepy weird stuff. And then she said she wanted the fabric to be grey, so I'm going to use the same fabric that I used for my leaf collector, which is the pearl grey or something. It's the same fabric that I used for that one, but she wanted the dress in pink and the moon to be more orangey. I was like, alright, that's fine, not a problem. I then tried to pick pinks out and only picked 4, so I had to go digging for another one, either lighter or slightly darker than the lightest. And I found a really good combination, to be honest. Oh, it's buried under everything I've just chucked on my table. But I found a really good combination. I'll show you what I've done so far. It's on my Lowry, so you were going on an adventure. Mind all the rest. That is where I'm at. Oh. You're not meant to see that. That's how far I've got. And there's 2 shades of pink in there. One of you'll still get to the bottom, possibly. But yeah, that's 2 shades of pink. I'm doing the skin 1/1 on 32 count Murano. But that is how far I've got with this version of Raven. I am taking my sweet time with it because the skin is irritating and I am getting irritated by it. I love how the pink is looking so far. It's a lot more calming. It's very hot. It's like a hot pink, and they're going into a very nice pale pink. But I think it will look lovely when it's done. I am replacing the beads with metallics with Petite Treasure braid. I've picked some out. I think they'll look fine because I'm not putting beads in it because I'm framing it myself and I can't frame beads. I can't frame beads, and she can't afford to have it framed professionally because her baby was born 2 days ago. So she definitely can't afford to have it framed when I'm finished. So I'm going to try and have it done in about a month and a half, because she's going to be very busy with the little one. She's not going to worry about it, and I need to check the details with her that I'm putting on it, the date. Well, I know the date and the weight and the name, but I just want to check if there's anything else she wants to put on it. Like I know some people like putting the head circumference and body length and stuff like that. So I'm going to speak to her about exactly what she wants to put on it, details wise, and I will chart it up and lay it out. Because it's the same as what I did for my little one when I finally finished his when he was 2. Yeah, I finished his birth sampler when he was 2, and I put his. I don't think I put his middle names. I just put his first and last. But yeah, be doing that. I need to get on with the Flower Fairy Poppy because I'm really needing to get on with that. This is also what this is for, so I can swap the fabric out because the fabric was a mess. I got it and the fabric was basically where the little hoop was the only clean bit. The rest of it was like, I don't think she wasn't a smoker, nothing like that. I think it was just age. It had been in the bag so long, it had just been neglected and left there. So I was like, no, I'll just I tried bleaching it. It didn't come out. It made it better, but it didn't come out. So I just said, sod it. I'll just replace the fabric and I'll get on with it when I can. But yeah, no, that's pretty much it really. For most things, I am planning on doing Jessie Marie's tag, the one with like the community one. I am planning on doing that, but I have misplaced my sheet with all the questions on. Hopefully this saves because this is half an hour almost, and I'm starting to ramble and think of things to say, but I am going to try and stitch more. Theoretically. It's I can't even think. I haven't had breakfast yet and it's 10 to 11. I might as well just go have dinner. Yeah, no, I am planning on doing a little bit more stitching between everything else because my little one last week he was diagnosed, no, not diagnosed, he has a case of impetigo, so I've had to boil wash everything he's been touching, and once I can get him new Play-Doh, he can have new Play-Doh because he's been obsessed with that whilst he's been ill. So I'll be getting him new Play-Doh. I think that's pretty much it. I think that is pretty much it. Don't think there's really anything else. I haven't really bought anything else. Oh, I did buy a piece of fabric. It said limestone, so I assumed, oh no, it's going to be like an off-white. That'll be fine for the raven thing. I can't get my words out, but no, it came back like a sage green. I'm like, not quite, not quite. But yeah, no, me and Jenny doing that stitch along. That'll be next month. I've chosen my pattern for her. We're both going to buy it when we get paid at the end of this month, start of next month. And then we can sort out fabric. I may choose... I think I've guessed which one she's picked for me because I've got the dimensions and it sounds like one I really, really want to do. So I may, if it's the one I'm thinking of and it fits on this, I may do it on November. I think it would look nice on November. Or if I cut June in half, July in half, it may look nice on that. But ideally I need, because it's Clouds Factory, I have difficulty doing Clouds Factory on 32 count because when I started the Game of Thrones, that was an absolute pain in the butt on 32 count. It just didn't sit right. I think it might have been the fabric, but oh my god, it just didn't sit right. I was getting infuriated. I was hating it. So I just unpicked it, said sod this, and I've kept the fabric to do on with something else. Might find a little something to put on it, but I might just dye a piece of this 28, cut it up, dye it myself. I've got 4 different colours of dye, so I might do it on like a bright blue. Like, see if I can try and get do a sample and get a really, really bright blue. I want like an electric blue. If it's the one I'm thinking of, that would just pop, really, really pop. But I might need to get a different shade of blue because I know I've got one shade. If I can get the lighter shade, it might mix really well. So I'll go from there with that. I'm not really good at doing the mottling. It's pretty much just solid dye because I can ice dye. I can. It just really ends badly. Trust me, my bath gets stained so badly. But I'm not bothered. It's trial and error. Everything is trial and error. Like my fabric I did for Fabulous Women. I hate it. I'm still going to do it because I dyed it. You know, I'm still going to finish it because I've started it now. It's like the insect salve. Did I show you? Yeah, I got the fabric and the thread for that. Somewhere it's in one of my various piles. But I got that. I haven't started it yet. I have not started it yet, but I've got it. But I am going to try and work on my dragons. Like, I know my last video I said, hey look, I'm going to have a rotation. Ha! I think I'm just going to throw that idea right out the window and say, wing it. If I want to work on something, I'll work on it. I'm not going to set myself to do something, because that's probably why, because like last year, when I did Mania, I think I got to like day 5, and I was like, no, not happening. Like last year, I know I started my Ballerina Cutie, which is up there, and I started my Witch on perforated paper, but day 1, I was like, I'm really enjoying stitching on this. It was the first time I'd ever stitched on 32 count, and I loved it. I just stitched it and stitched it and stitched it until I finished it. 10 days. Finished it. I was like, I know what I like. I still have yet to buy another piece of that fabric. It's been like a year and I've yet to buy another piece of that fabric. So I know what I'm doing next when I get some free pennies and I'm not doing Stitch from Stash. But yeah, no, I will be going away next month, providing my friend's brother can book the hotel for us because he works for the chain, so he gets a discount. So we're going to be going to Cardiff on a foodie adventure. Oh, I do apologise, my stomach is really playing up with me now. So hopefully I may be able to include some like little vloggy bits, because as you can see from my last video, we actually figured out how to put clips together. So hopefully, if I'm lucky enough, I'll take my tablet with me, my my white one, and you know, we'll take some clips of food and we'll explain what they are and do like a little review on them or something, if that's what you want to see. As always, if you have any questions or you want to ask me anything that's to do with anything I've spoken in my videos, feel free to ask them below or message me on my Facebook page, which I seriously need to update. And I totally forgot that I had my leaf collector back from the framers. Let me bring... Oh, don't beep at me. I unplugged you. We're going on an adventure. Please ignore the mess in my house I haven't cleaned after my 3-year-old attacked it. Right. There we go. My leaf collector, all framed, professionally done. There we go, no glare. That is a 5 mould frame, double mounted and stretched. That cost me about £55 to do. And as you can see, I think it turned out really well. I haven't signed the back or nothing yet, but oh yeah, my little one's artwork. my little one's artwork over. But yeah, no, that's pretty much it. I think all in all that project cost me about £120 between framing, pattern bits I didn't have because I didn't have everything. Yeah, about 110, 120 depending if you include. But yeah, there we go. Say bye-bye, Holly. Or Holly Butt. Holly! There you go. Bye, guys.